At ICCU, to make a difference, it takes just one connection. A friendly face, an open ear, a helping hand. And then something amazing happens. We find out that we're better together. This is what Idaho Central does in our communities every day. We help our members with the small things and big dreams. This is what believing in you is all about. Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
It may have been a new job or starting a new business. Maybe you were looking for a better place to raise a family. It's possible you were returning home to the place you love, to Idaho. Whatever your reason for coming, 40 years or 4 months ago, Lithia Ford of Boise wants you to know you're welcome here. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
Get ready for the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's newest destination for fun, featuring the world's biggest poolside tailgate party with 3 levels of action, 6 pools, and a 143-foot screen. The fun is always on deck with all the games all year long. Stadium Swim, located in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
There we go. Now you can hear me. Well, great first 3 minutes of the show. Appreciate you all for checking us out. We got glare we're dealing with. We had the mic on mute, so apologize for that. Give us your thoughts, your comments. Boise State wins this one 69-63. I got 6 comments, and they're all saying I'm muted. Appreciate it, guys. Sorry about that. They're setting up for gymnastics here. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. We got a lot going on, but appreciate it. 33 of you watching us right now. This is something else. So give us your comments, your thoughts. Again, we'll hear from Leon Rice. We'll hear from Abu Kijab. We'll hear from Mladen Armouche. We got highlights. Let's have some fun after dark here on the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. Thank you to Lithia Ford of Boise. If you're looking for that car or truck, or if you're looking to sell your used car, they're taking it. Even if you don't want to buy one, you can. They'll offer you a cash offer on the spot there. Lithia Ford of Boise. Appreciate their support of the show. Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. Nathaniel chiming in. Late night Friday Night Lights. What a game for Boise State. Jordan chiming in. We got you. Good seeing you tonight, Jordan. Happens to the best of us. Thanks, Nathan. No worries. Thanks for doing this. No problem. Yeah, I just don't like being on mute, but I don't think I've had a perfect show yet. So something goes wrong at some point on every single show, and I'm trying to keep that record going. So I did it tonight by being muted for the first 30 seconds. So Nathaniel chiming in. Fantastic win. Definitely a second-half team. Might be slow in the first, but get rolling on offense and defense in the second. Can't spell UNLV without the L. We're going to hear from Leon Rice, and I asked him about this after the game, but I just think this team is different in a lot of ways, but this year, and this is the type of game, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, this is the type of game that previous teams would have lost. You're down 7 at the half. It's a game that's technically a quad 3 game. I mean, UNLV looks like a pretty darn good team, but all things considered, that would have been a bad loss in terms of the computers, the tournament, all of that. Maybe it wouldn't actually be a bad loss. UNLV is a quality team, but in terms of the rankings and the computer, that would have been a quad 3, a home bad loss for Boise State. So to win that game, I think in previous years, you don't win that game. I think there's teams in the past where you're down 7 at the half, fans are tight, getting nervous, you can't choke and lose this game, this will hurt us for the tournament. That's a game they would have lost last year or a couple years ago. And so for them to win the game, in my opinion, just continues. And we've said this a lot of times, that, oh, that's a game they would have lost. That's a game they would have lost. But that to me was a game that they don't win a couple years ago, and that really does show that this team is different. I mean, you're down 7 at the half. You have the huge 6-0 run right out of the break, Degenhart, a Max Rice bucket, and then Abu Kijab. And just like that, you're only down 1 in the first 90 seconds of the second half. I thought that was huge to get off to a good start there in the second half. And a lot of storylines from this one. Again, get your comments in. We'll get those. We'll hear from Coach Rice. We'll hear from Mladen Armouche, Abu Kijab. We got highlights to play. We got nowhere to be, and it's 12:06 in the morning. So crack open a cold one. I wish I could join you, and let's talk about Boise State. 19-5 overall. I've actually got a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm going to open that up, and I don't care if it's not cold anymore. That'll be my drink of choice tonight. It's been a long night, so we'll crack this thing open with you guys. But Boise State now 19-5 and 10-1 in first place in the Mountain West. We got the great Jay Tust walking by. Maybe we can get him to give us one comment. Maybe we can get him. I don't have the mic on, Jay, but give us one comment, Jay Tust, on the game tonight. What'd you think of Boise State tonight, Jay?
They were as resilient and hardworking as BJ Reigns. I'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Hey, sometimes less is more, folks. Appreciate it, Jay. And if you missed the news, Jay is now part of the Bronco Nation news team, so you can hear Jay's full thoughts. He can't get off that easy on Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays and Fridays, Jay will join us at 9 a.m. for his segment. And, media's here late tonight. Jay beating me out of here by a couple minutes. But where to start on this one? Keep the comments coming. And let's go right here and start with Mladen Armouche. Felt like Mladen Armouche showing up, according to Gregory Myers there, Nathaniel. Mladen was in beast mode, 12-7 for Mladen tonight. And coming into this game, guys, the last 5 games, Mladen Armouche had 19 fouls committed and only 17 points. So in the last 5 games he had played, Mladen Armouche had committed more fouls than points scored. That's not a recipe for success. And so what Mladen did tonight, I think the biggest stat was 30 minutes and 11 seconds. To get him out there for 30-plus minutes, I thought was just huge for this team. And, when he's on the court, he has proven to be a difference maker for Boise State. So nice to see Mladen Armouche out there. He had 7 rebounds, including 4 offensive rebounds. This is a different team when Mladen Armouche is on the floor. And it's nothing against any of the other post players, but they can't do what he can do defensively. They can't do what he can do offensively in terms of the rebounding. I just thought what they got from Mladen Armouche tonight was really, really big. We got a lot of comments. We'll keep trying to go here. Love the 80% from the foul line. Game changer. Thanks, Carson. Yeah, I thought not only the 80%, but how many free throws they took. 29 free throw attempts for Boise State, 23 of 29. UNLV only took 7, 4 of 7. And we know if that was reversed, the UNLV fans right now are saying they got homered and 29-7 free throw advantage. So, Boise State fans, I was saying that for the Wyoming-Colorado State game, so it's only fair to point out 29-7. Boise State had the edge in free throw attempts. Now, in fairness, Boise State was getting the ball inside a lot more and doing some things, but anytime you have a 22-point advantage, the fouls were 23-13 in this game. So, Boise State fans cannot really comment right now, at least any in the near future, on the refereeing, because I thought tonight it was, even if not leaning towards Boise State a little bit in terms of some of the calls. And you had Vern Harris in the house, who ejected Jeff Linder a couple days ago up in Wyoming, and he was the one that ejected Matt Boucher earlier this season here in Boise against Wyoming the first game. So he was on his best behavior tonight. Vern Harris did not have to eject anybody. Dayton Robinson, this team just has the it factor, the ability to close out games, been unreal this year. I agree, Dayton. It has been really impressive, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I think 14 games they've played this season, guys, that have been decided by 8 or fewer points. I mean, that is just unbelievable when you think about 14 games decided by 8 points or less. So they're in almost every game and, down to the wire, win or lose. And that 7 points, by the way, was their biggest halftime deficit of the season. We got 50 people watching this at 12:10 in the morning. Just ridiculous. Appreciate all of you for checking this out. The number keeps going up. So let's have some fun. Chris saying, doing great work. Keep up. Appreciate that. Big Wade is 4 beers in, and I have yet to settle down. Yeah, let us know what you're drinking tonight. What's the drink of choice? How are you celebrating this game, Boise State fans? Maybe we'll make the segment sponsored by the James, the whiskey bar across the street. I'll have to check and see. If you guys missed us on the post-game show, you need to start coming back for the post-game show. We're going to take score predictions. By the way, anyone that wants to remember and go back and check the tape, somebody asked my score prediction on the pregame show, and I said 68-64, and the final was 69-63. So I would have been the winner, I believe, on the score prediction. I said 68-64. It ends up 69-63, but I'm not eligible. Whoever did have the closest score gets a gift card, $25 to the James, the new whiskey cocktail bar right across the street from BSU. If you haven't been there, it's an amazing spot. Go check it out before you come over to the games or after the games, depending on the times. It's a great spot on the second floor there. Above the building where the Crave Delivery used to be. So go check it out right across from BSU. And again, every pregame show, we're giving away a $25 gift card if you come on during the pregame show and give us your predicted score. So Big Wade's already 4 beers in. We'll see what other folks are enjoying tonight. Logan Dominguez chiming in. Huge win on FS1. Ain't pretty, but a win is all they need. Keep that 1-0 mentality. Yeah, I believe Boise State was the only team in the nation playing tonight at this point in the game. So they were the only team on the country playing that late at night. Mike chiming in, love the grit. Atmosphere was great. Need to see the squad get UNLV in foul trouble. That was big when Bryce Hamilton picked up 2 charges. There was a charge that Abu Kijab took at the top of the key. I'm not even sure that was a charge. So you guys are fine. You can go through if you need to. Yeah, go for it. Your stadium crew's getting ready for gymnastics tomorrow, I believe. So good work, guys. Appreciate it. Give them props for getting ready. They were going to go all the way around, but not necessary. Gymnastics tomorrow. They're getting the arena turned around, and then they'll go right back to basketball on Sunday for a 2 o'clock game. UNLV definitely better than their record. Love this team, can close out games. Classic trap game. Leon team battled. Such a blessing to have depth. Totally agree with that. Armouche looking healthier. Played much looser. Great team win. Colorado State up next. Big game. We'll talk about the Colorado State game coming up. But how about Bryce Hamilton tonight? 32 points for Bryce Hamilton. He's now scored 30-plus points in 4 of his last 8 games. The dude was unstoppable. He was 12 of 24, 4 of 9 from three-point range, 32 points of the 63. So he had more than half of the points for UNLV. Ryan Mosier, is he an NBA caliber? I mean, he can score. I mean, and he's got size, so I think he's going to get some looks. I mean, what he's been doing, again, every game, I think he's averaging over 30 points, or right at like 30 points in his last 5 or 6 games. He's been unbelievable. And, he is most of their team, so he's taken a lot of the shots, 24 shots attempts tonight. But, again, he made 12. So we'll have to see. I'm not an NBA scout by any means, but I'll try to look into that. He certainly has been really impressive with what he's done. Spread the ball around, 4 people at double digits. Yeah, only had 7 assists. Only 7 assists on 21 field goals. Not necessarily great, but Boise State did have 4 players, like you said. Abu Kijab led the way with 18 points. You had Tyson Degenhart with 15, 13 points from Marcus Shaver Jr., 12 from Aladdin Armouche. Let's see some highlights here. Thank you to Colin Mitchell, our associate reporter, intern extraordinaire, put highlights together.
It's made them so successful this season. Good shake by Shaver, straight to the cup, and he scored.
Nice early bucket from him. He did get into foul trouble, but here's the big man, Aladdin Armouche, getting his own rebound, going back up, and he gets the foul and scores. The beast was working tonight. That was a big play for Boise State. Pavle Kuzmanovic, I thought that was a nice left-handed layup from him. He had some quality minutes tonight. But, man, Bryce Hamilton.
Launches a 3,
The dude was just really, really hard. He had the 4-point play at one point in the game. Here he is again, that lefty stroke. Got the bounce there and got that to go right before the half. That was a big play. And there's the Euro step, Abu Kijab. This was early in the second half when Boise State was making their run. What a pass from Marcus Shaver Jr. Oh, my goodness. Let's see that again if we can. There's the Euro step first for Kijab. And here comes the pass from Marcus Shaver Jr., a one-handed bounce pass. What a catch from Degan Hardy. Lays it in. That was just an unbelievable play there for Boise State. Shaver again with the big drive. Gives Boise State the 3-point lead midway through the second half. Najee Smith got his stuff blocked there. UNLV not going away. 2-point game at that point. And then that was a huge play here. There was a no call on Abu Kijab falling down. UNLV hit the 3. That cut it to 2. But Boise State did not give up the lead. You had the huge three-pointer with about a minute left. Abu Kijab hit that three-pointer with about a minute to go in the game, or just inside a minute from the corner over here. And that put Boise State up 4. Just a huge comeback for Boise State. And in the second half, again, down 7. That was their biggest halftime. David Moats, victorious David Moats leaving ExtraMile Arena here. He's got a little swagger, the director of operations, as he heads out. Just a very, very impressive win for Boise State, and we'll see David and the group back on Sunday. But, again, it got tight there late. Boise State made the plays, never gave it away. Great game, great crowd, great effort. Derek saying crowd was smaller than I would have hoped, but loud. Everyone showed up crushing. Yeah, the third deck was open. There wasn't a lot of people up in it, but it was mostly the people that had done the we win, you win and got the free ticket for the balcony. But overall, I mean, it was a decent crowd. Let's see what the final number was announced. It's 7,600 or so. So it wasn't huge, but the folks that were here were good. I wonder what Sunday will be like. Sunday, Leon Rice was pleading after the game that they need fans Sunday before the Super Bowl. But I just wonder how many people are going to just say, you know what, it's a Sunday, I'm not coming. So we'll see. Nathaniel saying thin skin Vern. He didn't kick anybody out tonight. He was okay. UNLV lacked discipline. Greg Myers chiming in and watch the last few minutes. Nevada looks like another team on the rise. Yes, I've been saying that for a while. With Cambridge and Sherfield's been out, but he's back, and they got 2 7-footers. The 5-star transfer from Texas, Will Baker. That is not a team that I would want to play in the Mountain West tournament if you're in terms of Nevada. Nathaniel's going with the Pepsi tonight. We got I'm liking what Chris is having here, the Pendleton whiskey. That is very nice, man. I am jealous of you. 60 people, by the way, watching this thing at 12:18 in the morning. You guys are crazy, but I really, really appreciate the support for Bronco Nation News. How do you feel about with the squad without ACOT? I was nervous because I don't think this works good during a CSU. Yeah, and kind of reading between the lines with what Leon Rice said, I would not expect Emmanuel ACOT to play on Sunday either. It sounds like that he's a little more seriously injured than they were coming on. Andy Hill asking about ACOT. Is he hurt? Did we learn anything new on ACOT? Jacob's asking, does he play against CSU? I'm going to lean towards no. I'm not reporting anything. I don't know any inside information, but just based on the way Leon was saying that they may have jumped the gun on his injury, they need him healthy for the stretch run. I don't think they're going to risk anything. I'm guessing he does not play against Colorado State. So that certainly does change things for Boise State. Shaver denying Hamilton on UNLV's last possession was huge. That was Jacobs watching from San Francisco. Good game. Does ACOT play on Sunday? No, I don't think he does. And it looks like Jacobs been having a few cocktails tonight. So we appreciate it, man. He's a diehard, he says. He's flowing with the comments here, Jacob. We love it, man. Appreciate it. Sunday, Mike says he is nervous for the lack of crowd for the fans going to parties or hosting. Unlikely they'll show. Yeah, I'm not expecting a huge crowd, but Howard will be there. Count me in on Sunday. Appreciate that, Howard. Josh, appreciate the comment there. Watching from Texas. Let's hear from Let's hear from the players. Abu Kijab, he had 18 points tonight in this one, 18 points. He played 38 minutes, and he drew 11 fouls again. Just his ability to draw fouls is so impressive. Abu Kijab, he had the 18, and then Mladen Armouche had 12 points, 7 rebounds. Let's hear a couple minutes of Boise State's players meeting with the media postgame after a 69-63 win over UNLV. Well, down 7 at the half. How were you guys able to kind of battle back in the second half and pull this out?
Just perseverance, continue to push through adversity. They're a really tough team, and we knew it was going to be a close game, and guys just kept fighting.
I know we ask you every game when they're close like this, but what is it about this team that just down 7 at the half, you don't panic, and you come right out to start the second half on that quick run, and you're right back in the game, and it just seems like you never worry when you get down or anything.
Yeah, we've played so many games, and we've been in those situations so many times, and, we're prepared. We're prepared. I think that's something that separates us, and that's going to continue to separate us.
Boo, you had the task of chasing around Bryce Hamilton this evening. Obviously a tough job, but you found the energy in the second half to, be your team's leading scorer, make a big three-pointer down the stretch. Where did you find it?
I just kept going. He's such a tough matchup because he scores at all 3 levels, and he's really athletic. So I had to really be locked in when I was guarding him, and he hits some really tough shots. So when he hits those shots, you can't get discouraged on defense. You got to keep putting the same effort every single time, and over time, the numbers would take care of themselves, and they did tonight.
How good is Bryce? I mean, he went out and got his tonight, despite the fact that you guys threw a lot at him.
Yeah, he's a really talented player. He's always attacking, always being downhill. Their offense is centered around him, so he gets a lot of touches. Other guys get touches too as well, but he's the focal point, and it's really hard to stop a guy like that. You just got to try to maintain him, make sure he doesn't go off for like 40.
Leon was joking around earlier this week. He said that if any of your teammates went down a dark back alley, you'd be the first to go with them. You look at the shot, you hit late tonight. What is it about you that you're not really fazed by the moment, it seems, and you're willing to go into the dark alley?
Yeah, I stay in the moment, and I embrace those moments when they come my way. I don't try to fight them or force it. I just let it happen. And tonight I did that, and it worked out great. And sometimes it might not fall, but that's a part of the process. You got to live and learn.
UNLV is a really long team, and you seem to have to really go down work low tonight. I mean, what was the key for you to be effective tonight?
Just stay focused and keep attacking, and that's it.
Well, obviously it's been a tough 4 or 5 games for you with the fouls and just trying to stay out there on the court. How did you kind of push through that, and how did it feel to get a chance to stay on the court and contribute more tonight?
I mean, those 4 or 5 days that we didn't play, I focused on myself to get up mentally and to forget about those fouls and the frustration of the gettings. So that helped me a lot to work on myself and to stand up and keep fighting.
How are you doing physically? Coach maybe hinted that you're dealing with a small injury or something to your shoulder.
I mean, yeah, the games in January like really washed me out. So both of the shoulders kind of like washed out a little bit, and but those 5 days I recovered and get my strength back. So ready to keep going and keep fighting.
What was the message at halftime? What was Leon saying to you guys in the locker room?
Give me a second to recall it exactly. So he came in and he was talking to us about our defense, how we weren't being in on Bryce. We let him get downhill a little too much. We didn't have our defense, and he really hit that on his head. And he also talked about offense, how we just got to continue to pound that ball in the post, play inside out, get easy shots. And we went out there and executed that beautifully, and we went on a pretty good run that first 3 minutes.
Yeah, in that first 3 minutes, you guys came out in zone. Was that just to give a different look at them? Because that seemed to kind of throw them off their game a little bit and help contribute to that run.
Yeah, we seen it work earlier in the first half. We made them call the timeout, so we decided to go 1-2-2 back to a 2-3, and it works really well for us, and it did today. Changed the pace of the game, changed the rhythm up, and we're going to continue to do it against really good teams.
Yeah, and what can you tell me about Milan's performance today? Because I thought he really kept you guys, really close there with some big buckets.
He was unbelievable down the stretch early on. The plays he makes are all winning plays. The way he rebounds, he's best all time in Boise State history. The numbers say it. And what he does for our team is just tremendous, and he's going to continue to do that. And he's such a big part of our team, and we just need him down these stretches. And we call him the beast for a reason. He showed it today.
How much more of a difference does he make when he's out there? And in these last 4 or 5 games, obviously we're tough for him with some of the cheap fouls and things like that. But what have you, how much, it's obvious, I guess, but when he's on the court, how different of a team are you guys?
We're a whole different team. He helps us so much on the pick and roll coverages. He's the best offensive rebounder in our conference, if not the country. He's really, when you have him out there, you're trying to guard him, you're a little bit smaller, even the same size on the block, he's going to score on you. So, he has so many tools, and he does such a good job of using them, and we're going to continue to need him down the stretch.
Mladen, you guys had to play without an important piece of your team tonight in Emmanuel Acop. Why are you guys always able to overcome this sort of adversity? You guys don't seem to flinch at it.
Because we are a team, and because if it's one man down, we recover for him and keep fighting.
I thought that was kind of telling there. What Rachel Roberts with the Statesman asked him, playing without Acot, how are you guys? They've done that before this season where they've had other guys not play, and how do you keep just making up for the loss of a guy and keep it going? And he just said, because we're a team. And I think they are. They truly are a team this year. It's not one guy. Nothing against Derek Alston Jr., but they don't need to hope Derek Alston Jr. scores 25 points for this team to have a chance to win. They have 4 players in double figures, and they continue to have different guys on different nights be able to step up. And so I think an amazing team with Derek saying amazing team. We'll see if they're getting ready to move a forklift past us here. We'll see if we're in the way or not. I think we can. Sorry. No, you're good. I think we can sneak by here. We'll hear from Leon Rice in a minute, but keep your comments coming, your questions. A couple post-game notes I was looking at during the interview then. The 7-point deficit was the biggest deficit of the season at halftime. The 2 previous ones was 6, Ole Miss and Utah State, and Boise State actually came back to win both of those games, despite being at 6, down by 6 at halftime. So in the second half, they're down by 7. So it's the biggest halftime deficit of the season, regardless of win or lose. They come back and win it. Part of the reason was the second half was the rebounding. 21-10 was the rebounding margin for Boise State in the first half. They actually got out-rebounded in the first half, but in the second half they come back 21-10. Huge advantage on the boards. UNLV in the first half shot 51% from the field. In the second half, they only shot 38%. So Boise State's defense really stepped it up. And, in the first half, they scored 36 points, and they only scored 27 in the second half. Boise State down by 7 at the half, comes back, outscores them 40-27 in the second half. And how about this for the free throws? 80 of 102 in the last 5 games. Boise State is 80 of 102. That's 78.4% from the foul line in the last 5 games. So early in the season, obviously one of the worst free throw shooting teams in America. Well, they're starting to come to form a little bit at the free throw line. 78.4% the last 5 games. And in the second half tonight, 17 of 20. 17 of 20 in the second half. And that includes a huge pair of free throws that Mladen Armouche hit late in the game. How about Mladen? There was, let's see how much time was left on them when that happened. 1:53 left. Boise State's only up by 1. And Mladen Armouche hits 2 free throws with 1:53 to left to put Boise State up by 3. So it's 12:30 in the morning. We still got 50 people watching this. This is pretty crazy. Chris saying we appreciate Armouche will be a difference in a tournament game. Cody saying good, excited to be loud and proud Sunday. Mike chiming in. They have guys that can fill multiple roles as well. Seeing Smith and Degenhardt able to fill in for Armouche is paramount to the success. Same with the other positions. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons is they just have so many different guys that can play different positions. And, Marcus Shaver Jr. played maybe the whole second half. I mean, he got foul trouble. If he played most of the second half, maybe the whole second half, because it says he finishes with 30 minutes. And he had 2 fouls and came out with like 10 minutes left in the second part of the first half there. So I think he played almost the whole half. And Max Rice played 30 minutes. Pavle Kuzmanovic 21 minutes and did have 4 points. Tyson Degenhardt 15 points. I thought he was huge as well. Big Wade, I've yawned 3 times but still gutting it. Have another beer, Big Wade. Keep the party going, man. Appreciate you still watching here. Derek 78.4%. Top 10 of a team if we shut all, there's a stat right there. The last 5 games, if you put that for the whole season, they'd be top 10 in the country. So it's been an impressive turnaround. Howard chiming in. Let's see, where'd Howard's comment go? There it is. Boise State has won a lot of close games. UNLV has lost a lot of close games. BSU knows how to finish. Yep, as I said earlier in the show, 14 games already decided by 8 points or less. 8 points or less is pretty impressive in 14 games to have that going. Asking for my drink of choice tonight. Well, right now it's a Diet Dr. Pepper. So Diet Dr. Pepper, I don't know if legally I can have a drink while I'm in the arena here, but I could go for some sort of beer, or maybe a rum and diet or a whiskey or pretty much anything at this point. Something stiff. Probably have something when we get home here that the family will be asleep. It's such a fun team to watch. Who ended up getting the NIL T-shirt deal? I got a leading. I never saw the final numbers. I'll have to look into that. Who led the I know Degenhart and Shaver were tied for the lead, but I will find out from Clint Hordeman who ended up selling the most shirts. Boise State, that was pretty cool. They were doing it. We're actually going to have a couple to give away. I had a couple people that donated shirts, and they're going to give them away. And I actually have some tickets to give away for Sunday's game. So we'll think of a prize or something. But if you're a paying subscriber of Bronco Nation News and you want to go to Sunday's game and sit courtside, they're actually the first row right behind the first row of the blue seats. So it's not technically courtside, but the first row of the blue seats right here down on the baseline. One of our great subscribers and supporters of Bronco Nation News reached out to me saying they have some extra tickets. So send me an email, rains@bronconationnews.com, rains@bronconationnews.com, if you want a couple tickets to the game on Sunday and you're willing to come down and go. And we will see if we can think of some contest or some way. But you do need to be a paying subscriber is one of the benefits we will give to Bronco Nation News. Andy Hill's going with the Red Bull and Crown. I like that, man. I like that a lot. I'm jealous of you there. I could go with a 7-7 maybe, or a Jack and Diet. I could do some Captain Spiced Rum and Diet. A lot of anything would work well at this point. Howard chiming in, second half of February on Monday and still playing well. Everyone keeps waiting for the late season slide, and it hasn't happened yet. 10-1. 7 regular season games left, and this is a big stretch. And, I said it earlier today when Jay Tuss was on my show, 2-1 in these 3 games. It sounds crazy, but if they could go 2-1 in these 3 games, because the Air Force game actually scares me next Wednesday. That game is on the road. Air Force isn't that great, but already beat Utah State. Boise State's played pretty bad in previous years at Air Force. They've, had a tough time at times playing there. Leon Rice has been ejected there, so it's been tough for them at times playing at Air Force. And I said they needed to go 2-1 in these 3 games. And so let's hear from Leon Rice briefly. We'll hear from Coach Rice after this win. Any updates on the Ken Palm? I haven't seen those yet. The keys to the game against CSU. Obviously slowing down Roddy. You're good, man. You're good.
Sorry, boss.
No, you're good, man. They're working. You guys are good. Andy wishes he could go Sunday, but can't. Keys of the game against CSU. I would say the main key is Roddy. You got to slow down Roddy. You got to find a way to keep him off the scorer's table. He had like 30 points in the last game, so they got to find a way to limit Roddy. Here's Boise State coach Leon Rice. Let's hear from Coach Rice after the win. Coach, down 7 at the half. I mean, we just think one of the traits of this team is they don't panic, and nothing seems to phase them, and you come right out in the second half and go on a big run, and you're right back in the game.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we knew. I mean, I've watched a lot of UNLV and starting with that Colorado State game, what they were able to do, and holy cow, I'm like, this team is clicking. They won 3 out of the last 4, and they got one of the most unguardable guys, it feels like, in college basketball. He's a heck of a player, and they've got a system. They're battling, they're playing the right way, and they take good shots, and they're a good team, and I knew that. I mean, we had our hands full, and with no E-man and down a soldier, and those guys just gutted it out. I mean, I couldn't sub Abu, and Shave barely got one in the second half, and man, it was. But these guys are just so tough. They just find ways, and they just deliver when you need it most. And Abu's 3 in the corner, Mladen's free throws, and Tyson's big rebound there to ice it, and just all those kind of things. It was an impressive job by these guys. And I'm so proud of them because our backs were against the wall. We weren't making some threes and that kind of stuff, and we did the things that we need to do down the stretch, and That's the trademark of this team, really, right now.
You've said before that Abu is a really good second half player, but to have to chase Bryce Hamilton around all night and then perform as he did down the stretch, where does that I guess
he's
that
just
heart
the heart of a lion. He's just a warrior. I mean, that kid he's amazing. And when he let that three go, I knew it was in. When he was at the free throw line, I knew those were in. And sure enough, that he, he's worthy of making them. Though he puts in the effort, and he must have got 4 balls that he dove on and got. Just so many plays like that separate. It's such a fine line between those two teams. And those little plays make all the difference.
And then on top of that, he signs a pair of basketball shoes.
No, he's just amazing. He's just an amazing person. And I was thinking about that today. I'm going to enjoy every single day I get with these guys because it's a special group and great to be around, great to do battle with. And, hey, we're not perfect and, we're facing adversity and things like that. But that's what I love is that these guys don't make excuses and they don't let anybody make excuses for them. And they just okay, we just got to go find a way. And they do it.
At the last post-game press conference, talking about Abu, he said that if any of his teammates were going to the dark alley, he'd be the first to go with them. It seemed like you put him in the dark alley quite a few times.
No question. I think we put us in that dark alley. They were, Hamilton. Holy cow! You just. He starts out 3 for 3 from 3, and one of them was a 4, and you're like, this guy's never going to miss, and we just kept throwing different things at him to try to break his rhythm, and that kid he's one heck of a player.
For Abu not to get frustrated though with.
Yeah.
There's a couple of shots too.
Oh yeah, well a couple of them were, I always say a guy's a really good scorer when they shoot, and I say, oh, that's too tough, and they make them. That's the mark of a great scorer, and he hit. It seemed like 5 of those tonight where, and I might be more than that where it was like, oh, that's too tough. And he made it. He's a great player.
Been asking you a lot about Malad in the last 4 or 5 games, but for him to, 12 and 7, I think he had, just the 30 minutes maybe was the biggest stab. But just how big of a difference can he make when he's healthy on the court?
Oh yeah, huge. And just to step up and make those free throws and. That's what I want these guys. Just, we've been through a lot and it's been a long grind. And I just want them to play their best basketball as individuals and as a group down the stretch. And you saw that with Malad tonight. He was terrific. And, because you never can underestimate what a force he is defensively and rebounding. And tonight he, made some good shots and good moves in the post and that kind of stuff.
Leon, this league, man, that's a middle of the standings team. They're 6 and 6
yeah,
now.
And
you're the dean of coaches in this league. I think only Steve Fisher has more wins than you in this league. How proud are you of this league right now, man?
Well, I hope people understand it and people that come and watch, and when you see this straight up, you're like, well, there's no difference between that team and the team that's 10-1 there. It's just the difference might be that much. It's everybody's good, and so to on a given night, anybody can beat anybody, and that's what you're seeing. And it's so we've been fortunate to come out on the good end of some of these, and I credit our toughness. We got tough kids.
Yes, they do. They're getting ready for the gymnastics meet. They're trying to kick me out here as they get ready for the gymnastics meet. So thank you to Joe Nickel and Cody Gogler and the staff here that let me stay a few extra minutes here as they get set for the the gymnastics event coming up. The Ken Palm numbers real quick. BSU dropping to 32, UNLV up to 96. How about that? Boise State wins by 6, but Boise State drops 2 spots. UNLV goes up 6 spots. So UNLV now in the top 100 at Ken Palm. So Boise State just keeps on rolling. Dayton saying weird things happen at Clune Arena, sneaky cool venue. But yeah, it is kind of cool, and I'll be there next Wednesday for that one. But first comes on Sunday. Sunday is going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Hope everybody had a fun time here. 40 minutes in. It's 12:40 in the morning, and we've still got over 50 people watching this live. Pretty incredible. I would keep this going a little longer, but they're trying to kick me out so they can get ready for the gymnastics. So 2 o'clock on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, 2 o'clock. we'll be here about 1:15 or so with the pregame show. So please subscribe on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Please subscribe to our channel. Help us get over 1,000. And again, the James, if you're on the pregame show, you can put in that gift card for the $25 to the James and try to win that if you have the closest score predictions. So that'll do it for this episode. We appreciate everybody for chiming in. Howard saying good night. Yeah, thank you so much for everybody. 50-plus people watching this at 12:45 in the morning. Pretty impressive, pretty incredible. And again, Boise State wins it, and the Broncos now 19-5 overall. They stay in first place, now 10-1 in the Mountain West. Pretty impressive, but a huge game coming up on Sunday. We'll see you Sunday afternoon, ExtraMile Arena, Colorado State. The big game, so to speak, before the big game. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. And while you're at it, don't forget a subscription. $6.99 a month, $70 gets you the whole year. We're going to do a little Super Bowl Sunday project as well on Sunday, maybe a little discount for Super Bowl Sunday. So thanks for checking it out. They're kicking me out, so I got to go, but we'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.